welcome back.
Hello, everybody.
Got Derp here along with
Beanie,
yeah. Also Kyle, whatever you want to call me.
Yeah, I can call you Kyle. It's fine.
Yeah.
They don't need to know my name.
Yeah, well, you should just call me an ass, so there's that.
True.
Those be defects of life.
Another Marvel episode.
Right.
Yay.
What did we go see this time?
We suck. Venom 2. Let there be carnage. I was trying to say.
I was trying to stroke out.
I was just trying to say carnage.
Right.
and I was like, wait, hold on, no, that's something before carnage. Venom 2.
Yes.
Let there be carnage. Yes.
Which was amazing. Like, just hands down.
Yes.
It's now in my top 3 favorite Marvel movies, which include Shang-Chi and Thor. Just like, not like in that particular order, just those are my top 3.
Right, and my top 3 would be Doctor Strange.
Yep.
And I don't know about the rest because, to be honest, I like them all. But I would have to say Thor.
Solid.
I'd have to say Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
And number 3, I don't know. Maybe Deadpool. I don't know. I really like Deadpool, but
yeah,
does Deadpool count? Yeah,
it does. I can't wait for Deadpool 3 because when 3 comes out, he'll be in the MCU at that point. But I would say probably one of my favorite fighting scenes from a Marvel movie is from Captain America 2.
Yeah.
The Winter Soldier, when he's in the elevator and he fights all those. That's hands down my favorite Marvel movie fight scene.
My favorite part from that movie, what's the one? Isn't it Endgame? Yeah, it's Endgame where he says, "That's America's ass," right?
Yes.
That's my favorite scene. Like, it's just so funny. Yeah, pretty much. That's just so funny. Like,
it's solid. It's great.
It just kills me.
When Ant-Man's like, "That's America's ass."
Yeah. It's just so funny. I mean, Captain America does have some
Chris Evans
junk in the trunk.
He does. I bet you it hurts to smack it, yo.
Probably.
I would try.
Buns of steel.
Buns of steel. Exactly. But on topic of like fight scenes, I would say like my favorite like Marvel TV show style.
Oh wait, I have a number 2.
Oh, what's your number 2?
Black Panther.
Black Panther is solid.
Yes.
Black
Panther. Yes.
I can't wait for Black Panther 2. I can't wait to see what they do with that and who they bring in.
So, anyways, go ahead.
So my favorite like fight scenes from like the shows that aren't actually movies or technically connected movies is a tie between season 1 of Daredevil, where he's fighting those guys in the hallway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And season 1 of The Punisher, where he fights all those guys in the jail.
Woods. Oh, in the jail?
Yeah. The Woods was a solid one, too.
The Woods was a solid
one. But
one.
I think I like the jail fight scene better.
Yeah.
Wait. I just remembered. I don't know if you've seen, I think season 4 of Daredevil, he has a fight scene in prison as well. It's amazing.
I'm pretty sure I've seen them all. I just don't like we don't get more.
Yeah. Not yet. Hopefully more.
Yeah, hopefully.
But
I just want more Jessica Jones.
With those 2 really great choreographed fight scenes, it's a big letdown for like Iron Fist in season 1.
It is.
There's not a lot of good fight scenes. And like I was really excited when he was fighting the dude that was like a drunken master. You know?
Oh yeah.
I was excited for that because it's like a great callback to like the older like martial arts movies I used to watch as a kid.
Right.
But it just wasn't that good. But season 2 of Iron Fist, I love.
Much better, yes.
Yeah, and it left off on a great cliffhanger for me. It's like, I can't wait for season 3 now.
Are we going to get a season 3 at some point?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if they'll bring all of them, but I know they do plan on bringing some of them into like Hulu and stuff.
I really hope Jessica Jones comes through.
Yeah, I hope they bring them all.
To be honest, though, I'm not done with it.
Oh my god, how are you not done with it?
Know.
You love it, but you're not done?
I'm not done with Sherlock, and I love that too.
How, man? It's been like 8 years since the last season came out. It's been 8 years.
No, it hasn't been.
Let's find out. Let's find out.
Because we've only been dating 7 years. So it definitely hasn't been 8 years. It's definitely been 8. I think it's been like maybe 4 to 5 years.
It's probably been 6. Anyways,
but yeah, so.
Yeah, I do hope they bring like the Netflix shows over. I've heard a lot of rumors they're going to kind of do like a soft reboot on like Daredevil and The Punisher. But I don't know about like Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and
you know who
Iron
we need,
Fist.
though, to pick these up?
Who?
HBO.
That would be great because they'd be,
a lot better.
Oh, yeah.
A lot
better. But I feel like they'd be so good on Hulu because...
Yeah, probably.
I think with like characters like the Punisher and Daredevil and stuff, they're going to put them on Hulu so they can be more adult and more mature, you know?
True.
But with that said, Moon Knight. They're also going to be bringing Moon Knight, I do
Right.
believe, as a TV series. And you know who's going to be Moon Knight?
No.
Poe
Oh, yeah.
from Star Wars.
Yes.
I can't remember his actual name. It's something that stands out, and I know it, but it's just
Yeah.
it's gone. But I'm excited
Yeah.
to see him as Moon Knight.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
We should know. We just watched
Yeah, we just
Star
watched
Wars
Star
today.
Wars. Yeah, The Force Awakens. It was fun going back and watching it. I haven't seen it in a minute.
I'm gonna watch the other one tomorrow and the other one.
Yeah.
That was my plan for today.
But then
and we
we
just
went-
randomly decided, hey, let's go see
movie,
Venom.
yeah.
So we did that. But my plan was to watch Star Wars.
Oh yeah, and I derailed that plan.
You did, but
as
that's
usual,
okay.
which
That's
is
okay.
fine. But yeah, so Venom, great movie, hands down.
Great. Great movie.
My top three now. In my top three, I absolutely love. One thing I love about the Venom movies is Tom Hardy.
Oh, yeah.
And that's because he looks like shit throughout the whole fucking movie.
I know he does.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Like,
what's going on. He kind of looks like shit.
He
It's like,
does.
I can relate.
Yeah, exactly. You relate
You
to
got
the
bags,
normal folk.
Yeah, you got bags under your eyes. Me too, dog.
Right.
Oh, you wearing 3-day-old underwear?
Like,
Me too. Fuck.
personally, I'm not a huge, like, oh my god, Tom Hardy fan. Like, he's great, but I'm not.
He's
like,
a good actor.
I'm not, like, wasn't obsessed like everybody was
Yeah,
obsessed.
my sister was. I don't know if she still is.
I don't know either, but
Probably not, because she goes for people that look like Sean Morgan, and that's so obvious.
yeah. But yeah, like I wasn't a huge Tom Hardy fan, but he's good. Like
Yeah, I like him
movies.
in. I like him as an actor. I do believe he was in The Pacific, which is a company series to
Yeah.
like Band Brothers.
Yeah.
So instead of being in like Europe,
You know,
they're
I
in.
think he was in that too because I've seen it.
You know who else was in that? John Bernthal,
Oh, was he?
the Punisher.
Yeah, I think I knew
He
that.
was.
Though.
I
'Cause
didn't see
watched
when I
it.
saw it. I didn't really like him because he had like a
Yeah.
weird looking face, and his character was kind of shitty.
Okay.
So I didn't like that, but he did the character really well.
Then you saw him in The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah,
Obviously
I saw him
next.
in that first,
Yeah.
and
Then
I
The
didn't.
Punisher.
Yeah. So yeah, he was Shane in The Walking Dead. He did
Yeah.
great as Shane. I liked
Yeah.
him as
And
Shane.
I saw him recently in the Sopranos movie.
Oh, was he? in
Yeah,
that?
he's in that movie. He
Nice.
plays
He does a lot
he
of work.
plays the main guy, like Tony Soprano or whatever.
I thought-
No, Tony is the son, right?
Yeah.
He plays his dad.
Oh, he plays his
yeah.
dad.
He
Dope.
plays Mr. Soprano.
Oh, so
Yeah.
fun fact! I was going through TikTok the other day,
Uh-huh.
and this person was watching the Soprano movie, and they recognized a scene
Yeah.
because it's right out their window.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right? It's like, what?
Yeah. But you know what? He was in that. He was really good in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a great actor.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's doing as well as he is
Right.
in acting and stuff. I thought he was great as a Punisher as well. Frank
yeah.
Castle.
Yeah. He's the perfect Punisher.
Yeah.
Like-
But let's not. I have
you're
a lot of
you're
things
gonna,
I want
like-
to talk about involving Punisher.
You're going
So,
the wrong way. We're not
let's-
talking about the Punisher. We'll do a Punisher episode.
Yeah. Just pull back into the station.
It'll probably just be I'm gonna listen and just like
agree.
agree with what you're saying.
Right.
Because I do know some stuff about the Punisher, but not so much.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I'm not a mega fan like you are.
Yeah.
So, but that's fine. That's fine.
But yeah, so he's a great actor. But yeah, Tom Hardy and both are in
Yes.
the Pacific, which was a good series. It's like Band of Brothers, but
Yeah.
they're in the Pacific fighting, like island to island against Japanese.
Yeah. Like during Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, during World War II, same time period,
Yeah.
same war as Band of Brothers.
Right.
Less CGI, which was nice.
Right.
Yeah, I went back and watched Band of Brothers, and like the CGI is like, that's not
Yeah,
as
I
good
went
as
back
that.
and watched it, and
Yeah,
then like everybody at my house loved it, and like all were
Wait.
watching it too, so it was nice.
I just remembered.
What?
You know who's in Band of Brothers?
Yeah, a lot of people.
Fuck, I can't
There's a
remember. his
lot
name.
of people
He was
in
on
it.
The Walking Dead. Not Gabe. Abraham.
Oh yes.
Yeah, he was in Band of Brothers.
And he was so young, and he looked
was.
so different.
His hair was more blondish,
yeah,
instead
it
of
wasn't
red.
So red,
Yeah, but I just remembered that. That's
Yeah.
great.
Anyways, you're steering away from
Okay.
what this is
One
supposed to be.
more fun fact about
Okay,
Band of
one more
Brothers.
fun fact about
You know
Band
who-
of Brothers.
you
I
know-
love it too, but this is not what we're supposed to be talking
I know
about.
it's just taking over. You know who auditioned for Band of Brothers?
No.
Seth Rogen.
Oh, did he?
He did. It's great because
I can't see him in that.
The only reason I know this is because I watched the commentary on Superbad.
Yeah.
And he was talking about it.
Oh,
he showed up in like a Led Zeppelin t-shirt himself, and all these guys are in like period time clothing, like military outfits.
Yeah.
For the audition.
Oh my goodness. That's funny.
Oh my god!
Well, I can see why he didn't get
facts. Yeah, but imagine if he did.
Right.
Seth Rogen and Band of Brothers. Holy shit!
That would be weird.
Anyway, so back to Venom.
Yes.
Let's get back.
Yes.
So, yeah, I love the fact that Tom Hardy looks like complete
like a normal
garbage
person.
and
Yeah,
just
like,
always tired and sweaty.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's how I would feel too. Just tired and sweaty all the time. Especially dealing with Venom. Venom is
definitely.
probably really tiresome. But, so, tell us how the movie starts off.
Well, the movie starts off. It takes place. Well, it starts off in
with kind of like a flashback.
Yeah, with a flashback, and it takes place in 1996.
Good years, 90s.
Yeah, 90s.
I'm old.
Hey.
I was 4 years old.
Basically, it shows Cletus Cassidy, which is
Carnage.
Carnage, which is Woody Harrelson's character.
Woody Harrelson is amazing.
Yes.
Harrison.
It flashes back to him like watching the love of his life, Frances Barrison,
AKA Scream or Screech,
something like that. Yeah. She's being taken away from St. Estes Home for Unwanted Children, and they're taking her to Ravencroft Institute.
Right. So here's the question, though.
Okay.
While I was watching that, this question popped up.
Okay.
She mentioned that her powers are getting too strong, too powerful, and that they're going to move her because of it. Which, that right there gave me very big X-Men vibes.
Yeah, kind of.
So I'm wondering... I'll wonder about this later once we go through the whole thing. Anyways.
Okay, and so basically, as she's heading to Ravencroft Institute, she uses her sonic scream powers to escape from the police officer.
But she ends up getting shot
by
the one guy in the back who is Milligan.
Patrick Mulligan. Yeah.
Patrick Sarr.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Then just cuts to...
Well, he shoots her in the eye, so that's
her
kind
head?
of like... Yeah, but that's kind of like a specific thing in the movie. Like,
he domes her.
Yeah.
In her eyeball.
Yeah.
But to be fair, she made him go deaf.
Yes, she made him go deaf.
Anyway, so then it comes present day where Officer Mulligan, or is he a detective at this point?
He's a detective, yeah.
Is talking to Eddie Brock about Cletus.
Yeah.
Because Cletus wants him to come talk to him.
Yes, because he's in prison because he's a serial killer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah. So he goes from this kind of orphanage for unwanted children.
Yeah.
I assume gets out. Does it specify if he escapes or if he's just outgrown it?
I'm not sure. Like, yeah, I don't really know.
I think he might have just outgrown living there, because I know when you're in orphanage
and you
once
turn
you hit 18, you're free to you age out. So I assume he aged out and went upon his life to where he killed dozens of people.
Yeah.
And now he's in jail.
Yeah, and he refuses to talk to anybody except Eddie Brock. Yeah.
And it's great because him and Detective Mulligan are walking down the hall talking, and the whole time Venom's in his head talking to him.
Oh, I know.
And he's replying.
He honestly looks like a crazy person.
He does. But I want to know, does he have to talk out loud to reply to Venom, or can he
can Venom
mentally
hear his thoughts?
Reply? Yeah,
because he always speaks out loud, though, so maybe...
Yeah. I don't know. Being a symbiote and connected to him like that, you would think he'd be able to just,
yeah.
God, I keep burping.
Oh, no.
Anyways, talk to him back and forth in his head.
Yeah.
But it's great, because, I'm glad they don't do that, because when he just replies out loud, it just makes for funny, awkward situations.
Right.
I don't remember what happens, but Venom pops out because he gets annoyed with the detective and goes to bite off his head.
Oh yeah.
And he pulls him into a bathroom. Into a stall, and they're just talking. And it turns out to be a woman's stall, and there's someone right next to him.
Right next to him, what is going on? So,
in that scene, it doesn't seem like she could hear Venom, even though Venom popped out.
Yeah, I mean, she seemed pretty scared, though, so maybe she could.
But to be fair, Venom was hitting Eddie, knock him into the stall
yeah,
walls.
and to be fair, you hear a man just talking craziness
while you're trying to take a leak
going
or
to the bathroom.
This is
it would
weird.
be kind of scary.
It would. It would pucker your butthole, though.
Yeah, possibly.
But it is great. This scene where they're in the bathroom just having this dialogue back and forth is amazing. It's just funny.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't recall what they're even talking about at this point.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I just know it's always funny when they have dialogue together.
Right.
But anyways, they eventually get all started out and go back out of the bathroom and tell the officer or detective that they'll do it. They'll interview Cletus.
Cletus, yeah.
Yeah.
So then he goes and talks to Cletus, right? At this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he goes to talk to Cletus, and Cletus tells him he'll tell him anything he wants as long as he pretty much sends a message out.
Right.
And I know the message. I can see it in my head, but I don't remember what it was.
It's like a haiku
it's kind of like a haiku.
Yeah.
But that they print on the front page of the newspaper.
Yeah. It's like something about getting married, or isn't it? And being in the church and him seeing an angel, or it's something like that. Right.
So after they're done talking to Cletus, they go to leave, and Eddie stops and looks into Cletus's pretty much cell and sees all of these drawings and writings on his wall.
Right.
And he's staring at it for a minute or so, and
which we know that Venom has like a photographic memory.
He has a great memory. I wish I had Venom's memory.
He can remember everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
So he also, obviously... Are you okay?
I just hit my elbow.
So he sees... Venom sees it as well. So,
yeah, it memorizes it.
Yeah, and it's a bunch of just like drawings and things he's just etched into the walls.
Yeah, and stuff he's written on the wall.
In his cell, yeah.
So they end up going back home, and they end up bickering again. God, I keep burping.
Yeah, you do.
What is this burping? Anyways, sorry. They end up going back home, and I like this scene where Venom pretty much takes control of Eddie and starts drawing everything that was on the prison walls, right? And he gets to the point where he draws like it was pretty much outlines. And he pulls up the location on the laptop and lines them up with the drawing.
Yeah, because the drawing's on a piece of clear like plastic, so he puts it up to the screen. Kind of like an overhead projector plastic. Yeah. So he puts it up to the screen and he sees that it lines up. Yeah. Which happens to be the location
of bodies.
Of all of the people that...
Well, it wasn't even all of them.
Oh, not all of them, but a lot of bodies that Cletus has killed. Yeah. So, and then basically Eddie is the one that discovers... Even though it was even though it was Venom technically that did it, did the work and discovered it, Eddie gets the credit for it, and it kind of like boosts his career back.
But he also went behind the detective's back because the detective told him, well, if he finds, let him know. Yeah. But he didn't. Right. Which is kind of really shitty, man.
It kind of is.
It's shitty on his part.
But it gives him a career boost.
It does. It boosts his career. He goes from riding this kind of crappy bike and stuff to a nicer motorcycle. Yeah. And I did like the color of it is red.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if that's like fucking symbolic, of like Carnage.
Maybe, I don't know.
That's what I was thinking every time I saw it. I was like, Carnage doesn't maybe that bike's red.
Or maybe just because red is flashy.
Maybe.
Like red is like sports car, sports
bike. But it was like
so.
a crimson red kind of, which was nice. So what happens after they fight bodies and stuff?
Well, then after that, like, it's all over the news, basically, that Eddie is the one that found them. Yeah. And so at that point, Cassidy is, retried, I think? Or just resentenced?
So the governor of California reinstated the death penalty to give to
him.
Cletus.
Yes. So he gets the death penalty. Yeah. So then he wants Eddie to come back and see his execution because he's the one that put him there. Well, he thinks he's the one that put him there. Technically, he put himself there.
Yeah.
But
this whole thing.
Yeah.
So he goes see Cletus again, and they're talking, and
Cletus is just getting underneath. Venom's skin, like.
Trying to get under Eddie's, which upsets Venom, which is understandable because they're friends. So
right?
Why wouldn't
That's his boy.
Yeah, that's his homie. That's his dog. That's his main squeeze.
So Venom like tries to attack Cassidy through
the jail cell bars. And Cassidy ends up biting Eddie.
Yeah.
And as he's leaving, you can see the blood act kind of weird, like symbiote, like, and he eats it.
Yep.
So then it kind of skips till, I think it was later that night, or to the execution.
Yeah.
And they're doing lethal injection, but you see...
Well, another big thing is, before that happens, though, before he goes to the lethal injection, Anne calls him and tells him that she wants to meet him out. So Eddie's all excited.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
Isn't Venom excited too?
Yeah.
Like, he likes her too.
Because how she's out on the phone, she's like, he tells Eddie that sounds like a woman who just broke up with someone.
Right.
So Film's all excited.
He's all excited. So they end up meeting Anne at like a restaurant, really nice restaurant, only to find out that she is getting married.
To Dan.
Dr. Dan.
No one likes Dan.
Yeah. And this clearly, upsets
Venom.
And Eddie, but Venom.
As well.
And
it was great. Because right before Eddie leaves, Venom's like, I'm going to make you cry. She's going to love it.
Yeah.
It's like,
he's like, just cry. Just cry.
You can see him over start crying.
Right.
It's great. Oh, man. It's, just comedy between, just dialogue between Eddie and Venom is just great.
It's gold. But yeah, so I guess, like, he leaves.
Yeah.
Because he's upset. And then he's on his motorcycle, I think. And he's like, why do I...
Why does it matter? I can't get hurt. Because Venom will stop him from getting hurt.
Stop him from getting hurt, yeah. And I felt that in my headphones, man.
You're welcome. There's more to come.
So, yeah, and I mean, it's just, it basically
it's kind of like a she situation,
yeah. And so basically it just skips forward, I guess, from there to... Cassidy being
executed,
by lethal injection.
Yeah. And as the chemicals going in his body, you see his blood pushing it back out into the tubes.
Yep.
And then carnage comes out. Which was insane.
Yeah. So the blood that he ate from Eddie,
Venom
ended up
turning into
him to have a symbiote inside of him.
Being
which
Carnage,
is Carnage,
who is Venom's child. And I do believe Carnage in the comics has a child as well named Toxin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at that point...
He ends up escaping. And during that, like, Eddie and Venom are having, like, a giant argument about... I think Venom wanting to eat people and stuff.
Yeah.
And it just dissolves into them... Fighting so much that they end up splitting.
Yeah, so, like, it was funny, though. Because
it was great because they were fighting each other.
Yeah, and then, like, Venom picks up the TV, and, like, that's Eddie's prized possession.
Oh, yeah, it's
his
like
TV.
a $2,000 TV.
Yeah, it's his prized possession. He picks it up, and then at that point...
He's taking it out the window.
Yeah, and he's taking it out the window. And then at that point, Eddie picks up the chicken. Yeah. Either Sunny or Cher.
Yeah, I think we mentioned that Venom had two
pet chickens. Yeah. Because
Sunny and Cher.
Instead of eating people, he's been eating chickens or chocolate.
Because
there's some chemical in them for him. But he has two chickens, and they're Sunny and Cher, and they're his pets now.
Yeah.
So
they love.
Yeah, and so he picks it up, and Venom's like, "No, you wouldn't," or something like that, and he's like, "Yes, I would." Then he drops his TV out, but he doesn't hurt.
He doesn't do anything to the chicken.
But like, they literally like destroy his whole apartment.
Yeah, just fighting.
Yeah.
Like, when the funniest part is when the fight started and Venom head butts Eddie and breaks his nose.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
He's like, let me see it so I can fix it. So I can break it again.
Yeah.
I was laughing so much during that movie. I was trying not to laugh too much because I didn't want to be annoying to other people. It's kind of
Everybody else was laughing,
but
too.
not as much as I wanted to.
You just laugh. That's what it's
Anyways,
for.
so they end up splitting, and it's great because when Venom leaves, he flips off Eddie.
Yeah.
With his symbiote arm and hand.
Right.
And it follows Venom for pretty much that night, I want to say.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's just that night. He ends up at this party. I don't know what the party's for.
Yeah, it's just
I'm
like
pretty
a
sure there's
rave
context
party.
clues on the wall
Probably.
where they pass this. Is like some type of EDM party.
Yeah.
And he's just jumping from person to person, and you see he's kind of killing people as well because they can't handle him.
They can't handle him. Yeah,
they're not able to bond with him.
Right.
So it's killing them. It gets to the point where he ends up going back to Mrs. Chan.
Yeah.
And it's great because she doesn't realize it's Venom because he's now with Eddie. And she thinks it's just some drunk guy.
Yeah.
And she's trying to tell him store's closed. And then she realizes it's Venom. And I love the fact that people who know Venom have a connection with him.
Right,
and it's like just another person.
Yeah, because he walks into the store and she's like, "Hey, Eddie." And then, "Hey, Venom."
Yeah.
Like, she just knows Venom.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
Or like with Eddie's ex, like she knows Venom as
Yeah.
well. So they kind of have a bond as well. But yeah, so when Venom stumbles back in and somebody else's body and collapses, you can see she really cares for him because he's like hurting, I guess.
Yeah.
Would be a good term.
Yeah.
And it's great because by this point, Eddie has seen that Cletus has broke out of jail.
Yep.
And the detective, who, man, he looks like Donnie Wahlberg.
He does.
But it's what, Steve Graham?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, Steve Graham is an actor, but he looks so much like Donnie Wahlberg. I thought it was for the whole fucking movie that we looked up, but it's not.
It's not.
So yeah, Eddie sees that Cletus broke out on the news. Then right after that, he hears banging on the door.
Yeah.
And nothing else, just banging. It's like, why didn't he just say it's him? You know, as he's knocking.
Right.
But it turns out to be the detective showing up at his apartment to check on Eddie because Cletus escaped, and he mentions that the reports of him escaping are kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But he doesn't elaborate on it as kind of a jab back to Eddie for not telling him about the locations of the bodies.
Right.
Which I understand. I get that.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So what happens next?
So from there, basically it like flashes to Cassidy going.
Oh yeah, going out.
Going and
he ends up killing someone.
Yeah, well he goes. Well, actually, it shows him walking up the street. Then he jumps into a Mustang, isn't it?
No, he kills someone before that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, because he got the dude's clothes.
Oh yeah. So he kills someone.
Yeah,
and he's
gets
walking
his
up
clothes,
the street, and he sees a I think it's a Mustang.
It's a '66 convertible Mustang.
Okay, and it's red.
It's red.
He sees it and he jumps in and hotwires it. Well, actually, he doesn't really hotwire it.
He kind of does.
Carnage does.
Yeah.
By sticking his
tentacle,
whatever it is inside the thing and
which
turning
I
it over.
like that. I like that little.
That was great. So
sick.
then he steals the car, which is he needs to get to Ravencroft.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he steals the car and Carnage. He realizes Carnage is real, as he's driving. And Carnage tells him he needs to find Venom.
Yeah.
And Cletus told him he'll help him if he helps Cletus find his wife. What's her name? Frances, yeah. AKA Scream, Screech, something
like that.
And they pretty much make a deal too. Then it shows him pretty much going to like a gas station and killing the clerk there and using a computer to find her.
Yeah, which she ends up being in Ravencroft.
Yeah.
Which is apparently like a mental hospital for like, or is it a mental prison?
I don't know.
I don't know if it's
like it's some kind of prison.
Yeah, it's some kind of prison, but it's like not a regular prison because the detective had no idea what it was.
Yeah.
So,
which reminds me a lot of like X-Men type shit.
Yeah, exactly. So he goes there, and you see this like the head nurse or head lady or
Doctor,
whatever.
I think
like,
yeah.
You could just tell she's a bitch.
Yeah, she's
right.
kind of
you could just tell.
biatch.
Yeah, you could just tell. So she's like basically goes up to the door where what's her name? Frances. I don't know why I can't remember that.
Francine.
Where she is, and like she's like talking to her about how Cassidy escaped. Yeah. And then she's like, but don't worry.
Because there was a previous scene where they give her a newspaper showing that he's getting the death penalty. Yeah. I forgot to mention
But she's like, he can't come after you.
He won't be able to find her.
He won't be able to find you.
Yeah.
And then it just shows, like,
he shows up
inside there.
But before that, there was a cutback to Eddie at the police station.
Yes, they took him in kind of for questioning.
Yeah. And he ends up calling his ex again.
Because he seems to always be, like, in the areas where... obviously, we know why he's in the area where things are happening, but they don't know.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you're always in this area.
What the fuck you doing, bro?
What are you doing? Yeah.
Anyway, so he ends up making a call to his ex, Anne.
Anne, yep.
Yeah. And she's with Dan, and she tells Dan that no one likes Dan. Fuck Dan. Anyways, she tells him that they have to go help Eddie, and they're on their way to, like, some party or something.
Something like that.
And he's like... They show up to the police station.
But he's like, no aliens this time, or something like that. Like,
Dan asked...
There won't be no aliens.
And she said no.
No.
Anyway, so she goes in and talks with Eddie, and Eddie tells her that Venom's not with him anymore.
Right.
And he's worried that he's with Cletus. Like, he doesn't know that Cletus has his own symbiote at this time.
Yeah,
So he asks Anne if she can go find Venom. And so they end up leaving, and she tells Dan that they have to go find Venom, and he's like, I thought you said there was no aliens. No new ones.
No new ones.
So they end up finding, they end up going to Mrs. Chan to ask if she's seen Venom.
Right.
And as they're talking, there's a great interaction between Mrs. Chan and Dan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, it was great. And it turns out that Venom is inside Mrs. Chan.
Yeah.
And as Anne's trying to convince him to come back, she starts like stroking his ego pretty much, and Dan's just back there like, I'm still here.
She's like, I love seeing you in action and seeing like she's like talking him up, giving him confidence, and like I want to see you get out there and be in the action, as if like just trying to trick him basically into going back.
Just get him all worked up.
Yeah.
But, one of my favorite parts of that whole scene, it wasn't dialogue or anything, it was the makeup.
Oh, yeah.
That they used to represent Venom on Mrs. Chan.
That was so cool.
I really appreciate that. That was such a cool little detail that they did. Because I don't think it was CGI or anything like that. I think it was just makeup.
I think it was just makeup too, yeah. That was really cool.
But so anyways, Venom ends up latching onto Anne to go back to Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, she goes...
Now she kind of, like, knows what it's like.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if she had...
in the first movie...
In the first one?
They bonded.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember.
Which I ain't gonna lie, man. That shit's hot. It's fucking hot, man.
How?
Female... Same way chicks sing...
one?
Yeah, same way chicks sing Venom when it's hot. Same way for female Venom. I didn't say you. I just said chicks.
Okay.
I figured you wanted, but it's like, man, female Venom. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
I'm in. Let me pick up what they're playing down, pretty much.
Yeah.
So she ends up going, pretty much, I don't know why, but breaks Eddie out instead of him just leaving. Because technically he's not on arrest.
Yeah, so he could have just left.
But they didn't break him out, and before Venom and I get back together, Venom makes him apologize.
Like, makes him beg.
Yeah.
Beg for his help. Like, it's so funny.
I really did love their interactions in this movie. It was much better than the first movie.
Yes.
So, Venom ends up making Eddie beg to come back and stuff, and he does.
Yeah.
And he pretty much apologizes for shit he said.
Right.
And they get back together.
Yeah.
Then it goes back to Cletus breaking out Frances
Yeah.
from this kind of like prison she's being held in.
Yep.
And I don't think we ever mentioned like her power.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
like her power. Her power reminds me of like Sindel from Mortal Kombat.
yeah.
You know how she does that scream attack?
Yeah.
That's pretty much her power.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Which would be useful to fight against Venom if you don't have a symbiote yourself.
Yes.
But
because Cassidy has a symbiote,
it's not
the best.
I keep wanting to burp. So anyways, they end up breaking out and like all, I want to say police or maybe military, I'm not sure if it was actual police, show up to stop them.
Right.
And she uses her screech and you can see it affect Carnage really bad.
Yeah.
And Carnage tells Cletus that if she does again, he'll kill her.
Yeah.
Which is like, man, that's kind of fucking rude.
Kind of.
Like,
but
they knew.
It hurt. Yeah. It hurts him.
Yeah. Anyways. So what happens after that? Sorry, I have brain fart for a second.
They take Mulligan hostage.
Oh, yeah. Mulligan goes back to A's apartment and looks for him. And pretty much runs into Cletus.
Yeah.
And Cletus takes him hostage. And at that point, I think Frances was going after Anne.
Anne, yep, takes her.
Yeah.
Takes her hostage. And then I think it
because
pretty much
they were looking for Eddie.
Yeah. And then it just basically she's a lure to lure Eddie.
Yeah, she's to get Eddie and Venom there.
And then it flashes to them at the cathedral.
Yeah.
And they're getting married.
Yeah. And it shows Eddie at some, I don't know what building he's at. I don't know where he is. He's kind of hiding from the police and looking for them.
Yeah.
And Dan calls him and tells him what happened.
Oh, yeah.
Then they flash to that, and as they're doing the wedding thing, Venom breaks in.
Yep. Oh.
And it's in the commercial, but still one of the best lines ever, where Venom's like, oh shit, and just disappears.
Right, because
he's like, where you going? He's like, that's a red one.
That's a red one. Like, we gotta go.
We gotta go. We gotta leave.
Bye. Because apparently the red ones must be like more powerful or something.
Just a few years back, I watched like a shit ton of videos on like all the symbiotes and what they're capable of, but I don't remember.
Right.
If like red ones are more or stronger. I mean,
they have like more arms and stuff.
Tentacles.
I guess tentacles.
But it's great because then like Venom also takes over his body and just waves bye to him and trying to leave.
He's like, bye. But then basically, Eddie like convinces him to like, hey, I will let you eat everyone.
You can eat everyone.
You eat everyone. And he goes, you
except
promise?
Except for the priest.
Oh yeah, he's like, except the priest. Him right there, you can't eat him. He's like,
okay.
You promise? And he's like, yeah, I promise. And then we see Venom again.
Yeah.
Which I love.
And then it goes into the fight scene between Venom and Carnage, which was great.
It was great.
But my question is, so you see when Venom comes out of Eddie, it kind of looks like a suit. Yeah. But during the fight, you see Venom get stabbed through his chest and stuff. Where is Eddie at technically now? If he's not getting hit by those attacks as well,
right?
Where is Eddie?
I'm not sure.
That's my question. But
maybe he is.
Maybe, and maybe Venom's keeping him alive.
Yeah,
that'd be a hassle. That would hurt.
It would.
And the fight seems great. And Dan shows up as Venom's getting his ass kicked, and just douses gas over fucking Carnage and lights it.
Yeah, so
and that was great.
Just me like Dan because he's trying. Yeah. He's got no superpowers, but he is trying.
He definitely is. It's great. So then it shows kind of like a fight between.
And then wait, hold on. Before we go to that, hold on. One of my favorite things as well was when Venom comes in, and then Carnage is like. Something about father.
Oh, you must die, father.
You must die, father. And then the priest.
Oh, he was talking about him.
The priest is just like, no!
He's like, not you.
Not
him.
You. Him.
He just points.
I love that. That was funny.
Like, just comedy of this.
Yeah, it was
great.
It was funny. But yeah, so.
So, yeah, then it shows kind of like a fight scene between Mulligan and Francis, because
Yeah.
Mulligan's caught that shower in the beginning.
Right.
In her eyeball, and
Yep.
now she has like a blue eye. It's weird.
Yeah, it's
I
weird.
don't know.
Well, she's probably blind in that eye. Or no,
Well, it would
actually,
be
it's probably
great.
a fake eye,
Yeah.
isn't it? Because
Maybe,
if you shot her in the eye, there shouldn't be an eye left.
There probably won't be.
Yeah, so it's probably a fake eye.
Yeah, probably. Anyways, so there's a fight between them, and I do believe she kills him at one point. She does end up killing him.
Yeah.
Then it really focuses back on...
Well, how did she kill him, though? Because it was pretty...
Because remember, she wrapped the chain around his neck and kicked him off?
Yeah, but then
I think it broke his neck. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. I'm not quite sure.
I thought that was the point that she killed him.
Yeah, that's the point she killed him.
Okay.
But then really focuses back on Venom and Carnage's fight. And Carnage doesn't like Francis because she has the screeching ability, which disrupts or hurts symbiotes.
Yeah.
So they kind of have the same weakness as Daredevil to sound.
Kind of, yeah, true.
Which in the comics, Daredevil does get a symbiote.
Fire and sound.
Yeah. Fire and sound. What's that band? Fucking Dan. Come on, pretty smart ass from Mars. Anyway, so as they're fighting, she does screech at least once or twice.
Yeah.
And Carnage tells her to stop. And I don't recall her doing it a second time in the movie.
I don't think so.
But he ends up trying to kill her.
Yeah.
I don't even know why.
Because she screeched.
Yeah, but she did it once in the beginning.
No, she did it again at the cathedral.
When?
Because remember, she screeched, and then it broke the stuff, and she fell.
Yeah, but that's after Carnage was trying to kill her.
Yeah.
Because Carnage was going to go kill her. Venom was trapped under some rubble, and he ends up getting up there and starts fighting Carnage off and knocks her off, like, into the bell.
Oh, yeah, true.
Which causes
Cassidy.
And Carnage to kind of, like, split.
Yeah, because he's, like...
Because they're not as in sync as Venom and Brock.
Right.
Which, that was a cool... It was an obvious thing, but it's cool that they used it as a story. I did enjoy that. So at that point, she ends up falling, and she survives the fall until a fucking a bell falls on her.
Oh, yeah.
The bell.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was great. I'm glad they put that.
But did she survive that?
No, man. The bell fell on her.
So then she killed the detective before that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm talking about how he died, though. Like, she pushed him out.
Yeah, and he had the chain.
A stake went through him.
Yeah, but she also had a chain around his neck.
But, I mean, it was pretty, like, crazy how he just went on the stake, you know. That's what I was talking about.
Okay,
and his eyes were, like, glowing, though.
Oh, well, we'll get to that.
Yeah, but that's that scene.
No, it's after.
Is it after?
It's after the main fight. No.
I thought it was during it.
No.
Okay.
Because nothing shows up after that with him. So, anyways, Carnage and fucking Cletus end up splitting, and I do believe Cletus falls, but doesn't die, and Carnage is trying to make his way back to him, and Venom steps on him, picks him up, and eats him. Eats Carnage.
Yeah.
Then he goes...
So, like, Carnage isn't going to come out in Venom now? No?
Because,
that's what I was curious about.
Yeah, no. It's a weird thing. But he ate him,
because, like,
now
that's how Carnage got into Cassidy.
Well, he ate Eddie's blood.
Yeah, the symbiote.
Yeah. Well, it was his blood mixed with symbiote.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Is what it was.
Okay.
Then they end up picking up Cletus, and there's dialogue between Eddie and Cletus.
Yeah.
Where Cletus pretty much tells him, "You weren't listening to me." And he tells him, "I am now." And Cletus said all he wanted was a friend.
Yeah, he just wanted his friendship.
And he apologizes. Yeah. Then goes back to Venom, and Venom's like, "Fuck this guy," and bites his head off.
Yes.
That was hilarious. It's like,
fuck this guy.
So now Cletus and Francis are both dead. Yep. And then goes back to a shot of the detective.
Okay, yeah,
and
that's
his
right.
eyes open back up, and they're just like this very bright light blue.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what's going on with that.
I don't know either, but it has to be something.
Yeah, I don't know though.
I don't know either.
So that's the story. They escaping. Dan and Ann are alive.
Yeah.
They leave on their own and split up.
Carnage ends up liking Dan at that point. not Carnage, sorry. Venom.
Sheen.
I know. I keep saying Carnage.
I know.
Venom.
I do say, yeah.
Ends up liking
yeah.
Venom.
Oh, yeah,
at
as
that
we're about to
point.
leave,
Like,
Venom pops out. It's like, Dan, I kind of like you.
Yeah. I love that.
He's like, take care.
Yeah. You take care, Dr. Dan.
But no, it's just great. Like, all the characters, just their relationships are phenomenal. Like, just how they interact with each other is great. Because it feels real, you know? What I mean?
Yeah.
Then it skips to some time ahead where it shows Eddie and Venom on beach, films toes on the sand, because he's mentioned that before.
He mentioned, like, towards the beginning that he just wanted, like...
To feel
he
the
wanted
air through his hair.
The air
and
through
the
his hair that he doesn't have.
Yeah.
And the sand in his toes.
It's great. It shows him, like, at sunset on a beach.
Yeah.
Just vibing. Then,
yeah, because he obviously had to get out of the city. Yeah. He had to go somewhere.
Yeah, they had to leave.
So.
I'm not even sure where they were. I'm not sure if they're, like, Hawaii-esque or, like, Caribbean.
Yeah. Probably Caribbean.
I'm not sure.
Like it, but
well, yeah, it had to be because
probably
of
was
the
out
following
of the States.
scene.
Yeah.
Well, the following scene, I would assume it's maybe an island off of Mexico.
Possibly, yeah.
So, anyways, movie ends and credits roll.
Yep, and we wait. Because that's what you do at a Marvel movie. If you didn't know that, you wait. You watch all the credits.
Yeah. Anyways, so they did the main credits before, like, just boring black screen credits, and then in between black screen credits and main credits is the scene, the bonus scene. So if you haven't seen it and you just want to listen to us talk about the synopsis,
yes,
and you don't want us to ruin the bonus scene. Fucking leave, dog. Leave.
Leave right now.
Shut. Boom.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now you're gonna
know.
Yeah,
so bonus scene is
which I was kind of confused at first.
I was too at first
because I was like, wait, what? Like, is this just the end of the movie?
Is this a troll now?
Yeah, is this just the end of the movie? Because I already kind of knew what the bonus scene was going to be about, kind of. So I was like, okay.
I had no clue. Anyway, so it pretty much is focusing on this Spanish drama.
Yeah.
Soap opera drama. Yeah. And then it kind of like pulls out and you see like Eddie and Venom chilling in a bed watching Spanish soap operas.
Right.
Talking about them. And that's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And to talk about, you shouldn't hide secrets and stuff. And
right.
Venom, I'm not quite sure what he exactly said.
He said that
everybody has secrets.
Yeah, everybody has secrets and that he has many and like he wanted to show Eddie. He said you wouldn't even comprehend like the amount of like things that have happened.
Light years of history.
Of history, you wouldn't comprehend it.
He wouldn't be able to handle it.
He wouldn't be able to handle it. Yes, he wouldn't be able to handle it.
Mentally, he couldn't handle it.
Yeah, he said, "Let me show you a little,
like a small fraction." And he goes to show him, and the whole room just starts to kind of like shake and vibrate.
Yeah,
and he goes from night to day.
Yeah, well, he's like, "What's going on?" And Venom's like, "I'm not doing this."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're in another room.
They're in another room,
He kind of jumps up to them in bed, and Venom's like, "What's that?"
So then,
and
then
right next to him is like a folded towel that looks like a kind of like a swan.
Yeah, like a swan. He's like, "What is that?"
It's just a towel.
It's just a towel. But then obviously it pans to the TV.
Well, how it did, it kind of pulled out so you could see them on the end of the bed and the TV.
Yeah.
And you could hear a very familiar voice talking about Spider-Man.
Yes.
What was his name? JJ?
JJ.
Talking about Spider-Man and how he's a menace.
Yes.
So.
Jonah Jameson.
Yes. Awesome actor name. J.K. Simmons.
Yes.
I fucking love J.K. Simmons. He's a great actor.
It shows,
hands down one of my favorite. So it shows
at the point where
JJ
talking
about Spider-Man.
Spider-Man and how he's a menace.
Yeah. And how he's Peter Parker.
Yes.
Now, after we saw this, we went to Walmart and you were asking me about it.
Yeah.
I didn't think about this, but it could still be news coverage of, like, current news coverage of him being Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I told you it was probably when they first found out, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
But anyways, from this scene that
right,
we see that he sees this news article about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It connects Venom to Spider-Man 3 when Doctor Strange casts a spell and messes up the multiverse.
Yes. So Venom is
So
now...
Venom wasn't in the MCU.
But he is now.
Yeah, he was in a different universe.
Yeah.
And now he's in there.
Yep.
And I'm super excited for that.
So excited.
But yeah, so my understanding of the scene is that Doctor Strange cast a spell and it messed with the timelines to where they like hit through each other, and that's how I see it. And it threw kind of like Venom into... I think it threw him to where they found out that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Right, so he'll know.
Before, like, Spider-Man went to Doctor Strange to have him cast a spell.
And the thing is, like...
But I could be wrong.
So
we'll
when he casts the spell, is it just supposed to be, like, the general area or, like, the whole world?
The whole world.
The whole world.
Yeah.
So if he is in that universe now... Wouldn't the spell affect him and he wouldn't remember as well?
Maybe not, since he's coming in from another universe. Possibly. So he wasn't a part of the spell to forget.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how they're going to do it. I was kind of speculating when I said I assumed the spell would, if it didn't mess up, would wipe everybody's memory and also kind of wipe out the information, you know, the evidence of Peter Parker being Spider-Man. But I don't know.
Well, I can hold this.
Don't look it up.
Well, I want to.
I like to speculate and wait till we see the movie and find out.
Okay, well, I'll
way.
look it up for myself and I won't tell you.
Okay, you do that. Anyway, so I'm just excited now that they were able to pull Venom in. But does that mean now he's part of the Sinister Seven?
Ooh, maybe. Possibly.
Because, like, so we know they have Vulture, Scorpion, Green Goblin, Doc Ock.
Yes, I'm so excited for Doc Ock. He's my favorite. And I'm so excited.
In the trailer for Spider-Man, you can also see Sandman, I do believe, and Electro.
Yeah.
So that leaves one left. Is Venom going to be number 7?
Maybe. Ooh, maybe.
Yes. I don't know. I'm excited, though.
I'm so excited. Like,
I can't wait. But I'm glad that they were able to do that. But now, with that being said... I want to go back and touch on something I said earlier about Screech.
Oh, okay.
So, in the beginning where she says they're removing her because she's getting too powerful.
Right.
And I said that sounds like a really X-Men thing, you know?
Yeah.
Does that mean that the X-Men exist in Venom's universe and they're going to be pulled over into the MCU that way like he was?
Maybe.
Or are they going to use this Nexus, I don't know if Nexus is the right term, but this event...
Right.
For a crossover to bring in, like, the current X-Men that they have, like, the X-Men movies they have. With, I don't know who's in them because I haven't even watched them anymore.
Oh,
you know, I'm talking about, like, the Dark Phoenix X-Men, all of them. Are they going to bring those like, in?
Sansa from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, are they going to bring in those people? Or are they just going... I won't lie, I kind of want them to recast a whole... For X-Men.
Yeah.
But I was just wondering if they're going to bring in like those actors from the X-Men movies just to keep being X-Men.
It's a big wide world of MCU world. Anything can happen.
Anything. Can.
But like just
so many possibilities.
Yes, many.
So speaking of multiverse, we know that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are going to be in it, right?
Well, do we 100% know that?
Yes.
Like, do we?
Yes.
Okay.
Man, I keep having weak burps. I need to drink some Coke so I can have a better one. Anyways, I'm going to just straight out say yes. They're going to be in it. I don't care. Because they have Doc Ock from Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Why would they not have Tobey Maguire?
Yeah, I know.
They have Electro from Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Why would they not have him?
True.
Anyways.
Yeah, true.
So, with that being said... If Tobey Maguire is now canon in MCU, you know what that means?
No.
That Thomas Shane's Punisher is canon in the MCU now.
Right.
Because in Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire, at the very end, where you see Mary Jane running through the Central Park, she bumps into a guy, and he looks back.
And it's Thomas Shane.
Well, it's his stunt double, but it's the Punisher.
But is it supposed to be the Punisher? Oh, okay.
The only reason it wasn't Thomas Jane is because he was filming another movie at the time, so he couldn't make it for the shot.
Right. Okay.
So they just used his stunt double.
But it was supposed to be him.
Yes.
Like, it wasn't that his stunt double was in there looking
like
him.
This isn't speculation. This is facts now because Tobey Maguire and Thomas Jane's Punisher are connected in the same universe.
Right.
Which now means that if Tobey Maguire's canon in MCU, so is Thomas Jane.
True.
Imagine a Punisher face off. Give it to me, man. I want it, man. Fuck.
Right. But yeah, like, Venom 2 was so good. It was so good. It was record breaking, actually.
Was it?
Yeah. So it was apparently over the weekend. It made $90 million at the box office. Yeah, that was just over the weekend that it first came out. So yeah, that's crazy. Like, definitely worth seeing. You know.
Oh yeah.
And even though, like, even if you've read up the reviews and you've seen like the critics saying it wasn't good, or even people saying it wasn't good, just go see it for yourself.
On
Rotten Tomatoes.
Anyways, on Rotten Tomato, the critics' reaction is really poor. They rate really low, but the audience rating is high. It's like 89%. Yeah. So you can't always trust critics.
You can't. And
it was good. Like, I loved it.
Yeah, and there was a lot of like I saw on social media. People were like, I didn't like it. I walked out on the movie. Like, that was a waste of time. The best thing about it was the bonus scene, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah.
But, like, that the whole movie was good.
Never deters me, though, from wanting to go see the movie. Like, it never bothers me wanting to go see the movie, because I want to see it for myself. Because there are so many movies that I go see, and I really love the movie, and everybody else is like, oh, I didn't like that movie. I don't care. Like, I like the movie. So just be your own judge. Don't base, like, somebody else's thoughts on the movie. Like, but as for you to go see the movie, just go see the movie. Like, it's worth going and seeing, definitely. Pay the $10 or how much ever it costs to go. Like, grab some popcorn, get some candy, get some drinks, and sit down, relax, go watch the movie. It is definitely worth it.
Anyway, so this is not Venom, but it's still part of the MCU.
Well, we're at the end of this, so we could kind of like steer away from Venom for a minute.
Because there was an article I came across, I want to say it was earlier last week, mid last week, something like that. I didn't get to read it all, but there's been a leak on the release date for Blade. Oh, okay. For new Blade that
Who's playing Blade again?
Ali something. He was Cottonmouth in
Mahershala Ali. Is that who it is? Okay.
Yeah, he was Cottonmouth in Luke Cage.
Yeah, I know who it is.
I liked him too. Yeah. He was such a good villain in that. So there was an accidental leak from someone working on it about its release date, which is a lot sooner than people thought.
Oh, really?
Which is going to be October 7th of next year.
Oh, okay.
Is the release date for Blade. Yeah. Now, I'm still not sure if Blade is a movie or a TV series.
Right. I never actually watched the original.
Oh, we need to fix that.
I know I need to. I will before this one comes out. I promise I will watch it. It's not something I don't want to watch. I just never did. Good. Like, when did it come out?
98.
Okay, so I was like 9 years old, and I was not. This was before. Listen. This is clap at you. This is before my Marvel loving years. I didn't really start loving Marvel until I was in my 20s. Yeah. So, and that just comes with that just comes with the fact that I was never around anybody that enjoyed Marvel except for like my uncle, but I wasn't really around him a lot. Like, he lived in the same town, like so I saw him regularly, but like I didn't live in his house or anything like that. Like, so I really wasn't into Marvel until I went and saw Thor #2. I think that was the first Marvel. That's the first Marvel movie I saw in theaters, and I don't even know when that came out. So whenever that came out, that's when I really started getting into Marvel.
See, I've always been into Marvel, but I think the first Marvel movie I seen wasn't the MCU, but first Marvel movie I seen was the Incredible Hulk movie.
Oh, okay.
From like 03 or 02, around that time. Yeah. Then I also went and saw Thomas Jane's Punisher in theater. Right.
But like your dad was into nerdy stuff, right? Yeah. Yeah. So like you
he's really into like Conan and stuff like that.
Grew up with that. So that's perfectly.
I grew up learning how to read by reading comics. Yeah. Yeah. And mangas.
I read the RG comics when I was a kid. So.
Yeah, I would read like Spider-Man and like manga. You know, it's like fuck yeah.
Yeah, so that's when I really
But I
started
remember
getting
watching
into it.
Blade when I was a kid. Like, it was either in
Right.
98, 99, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I remember just being
My
at the
grandma
house
loved
watching
the
it.
Hulk when it was Lou Ferrigno.
Oh, yeah.
She loved the Hulk.
So, until recently, he's been in every movie or project with the Hulk as, like, kind of like a cameo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, until recently.
Nice. Until recently.
I don't think he was in Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, okay.
Which he should have been.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, definitely.
But fun fact about Lou Ferrigno, when he was a child, he had hearing aids and stuff, and he was picked on a lot. And his favorite comic was The Incredible Hulk.
Oh, okay.
So as he was growing up, he would read a lot of comics and stuff, and that inspired him to get into like bodybuilding and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which eventually led to the
him
role.
being
Could you imagine like just growing up and that being your absolute hero, like your favorite person in the whole world, and you getting to play the role?
Right.
Like that's just the pinnacle.
That's a dream come true.
Amazing.
Another fun fact on the set of one of the episodes, like he was supposed to flip over a car, and it was like raining and stuff, and he was getting really annoyed, and he didn't wait for him to reset the lifters to help, so he just flipped the car over. And this is in the 80s when cars were heavy as shit.
Yeah.
Like they were super heavy back then. I don't know if you've ever tried to close like a car door that's like from the 80s, but you can tell how heavy that door is.
Right.
Because me and my mom went to look at cars one night, and there's this like 1986 like Oldsmobile.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I fucking wanted it. Seats were super comfortable. Right. It was for sale at a car lot. I got in it and I was sitting there, it's like, this is nice. I went to close the door. It's like, holy shit.
Oh yeah, I know. Like
that's a workout.
Yeah, when I was in middle school, my grandpa got my mom this car. It was a Chevy Caprice.
Ooh.
Big ass boat of a car.
Yes.
Yes. And those doors were heavy. Like
and that's why guys used to open doors for girls, man. Like that shit was
yeah.
No, not sadly, man. That
no,
shit
I said
was,
exactly.
Oh, that shit was heavy. Now it's just like a feather, man.
Right, but like
I got people slamming on car doors.
Somebody I know
like,
slammed their hand in the door. I don't know if it was me or if my sister. I can't remember honestly. But
if it was you, I'm pretty sure you remember.
Yeah, well, it was a long time ago. But I'm just saying, like,
and
those
Galaxy
doors were
far
heavy.
away.
Like, and the trunk was so big.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I put my whole bicycle in there.
Yeah, man,
yeah, it was crazy.
You could.
So yeah, I know what those cars are like.
Yeah, they're super heavy. But so that's impressive on its own, and this was like back in the 80s. But also, one of my favorite things is that Lou Ferrigno is in The King of Queens with Kevin James.
Oh.
Like, he was their neighbor.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
know
that.
So he would show up in episodes randomly.
I've seen so many of those. Like, I love that show. I didn't know that.
And then there's an episode with Adam West was on it.
Yeah.
A.K.A. Batman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Of King of Queens?
Yeah.
Because
Kevin James' character has a friend that's super nerdy, loves comics and
stuff.
Oh, okay. And he asked like Lou Ferrigno to like go to like this convention with him.
Yeah.
He meets Adam West and decides to take him instead.
Oh, okay.
But then like they both decided not to go with him and they just went together.
Right.
Like that's what you get.
I love that show.
It was a good show.
Yeah.
But yeah, so speaking of the Hulk and stuff, I'd love to see a Hulk standalone movie in the MCU.
Yeah.
Because technically,
with Mark Ruffalo.
Yes. Because technically, the last one with Edward Norton is kind of MCU canon.
Yeah.
Because there's a bonus scene. I do believe it has Nick Fury in it. It's been so long since I've seen it, I don't really recall.
Right.
But that's what really kicked off the MCU. Then came Iron Man, which most people think is the first one, but technically it's the second one.
Okay.
But I get why people think that's the first one, you know?
Right.
Because it's what they really used as the base for the MCU to build up on.
I had not seen the first Iron Man until like this year.
What?
Yeah. Like, so my niece is just so into Marvel. Like, so into Marvel. And she has watched every movie in chronological order.
Yeah.
Like, at least 2 or 3 times. Like, I mean, she's seen Endgame and Infinity War. I can't even tell you how many times she's seen those movies. Anyways, so she made me watch it with her. Didn't make me. I watched it with her.
Yeah, she made
because she was always watching Iron Man. She loves Iron Man. But so yeah, I hadn't seen the first one until like this last year.
See, I went to theaters and saw it when I was living in Alabama. Yeah. Me and my mom went to the midnight showing and saw it. I was
an Iron Man fan, but I love Iron Man now. I just
the first one was so good.
Yeah, when they were coming out and stuff, I wasn't into Marvel. So But yeah, definitely. Like, I wish I would have been into Marvel, like, a lot sooner.
Oh, yeah,
but it's fine. I'm into it now, so
I've been in
it's
it
good.
since, like, day one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad they've been able to build this, the cinematic universe just for Marvel and stuff. Even if Scorsese doesn't like it and thinks it's cheap and not good, whatever, man. Let people enjoy what they enjoy.
Yeah.
There's no real story, but there is. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that can of worms.
Right.
Y'all can enjoy what you want.
Yeah.
But so Venom isn't the only new Marvel movie for me this week.
Yeah.
What else did I get to see?
Wait, what?
What other new Marvel movie did I get to see that was new to me?
Oh, yeah, you watched Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Finally saw Black Widow. Like,
I've been 2 or 3 months to see it.
Yeah, me and Alyssa went and saw it
in theater.
In the theater, because of course you gotta go see Black Widow in the theater. And this is like the first movie I think that we saw in the theater after COVID.
Oh yeah.
So it was just so nice to be back in the theater. See, I can't remember if this was the first one or if we went and saw something else before that. I know like we saw 2. Like close together. But yeah, I believe Black Widow was like the first one we saw after. So it was so nice to be back in the theater. And but yeah, so I've been keeping it all in since then. So since what? When did it come out? July?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
maybe July or August.
So I've been keeping it all in. And finally it came out to Disney Plus. So you finally
and you know what? We forgot.
I did.
2 days later after it came out and we watched it.
Yeah, I did. But it's fine. But I mean, having a big TV, it works.
We have an 82-inch TV that my roommate bought. So. I didn't think he would. To be fair, he texted me while I was asleep, asked me like, "Yo, how should I buy this 82-inch TV?" And I didn't think he was listening to me. I was like, yeah, man, full send, buy that bitch. I go back to sleep. I wake up to the 82-inch TV in our living room.
But
like, fuck, man?
At night, it's almost like movie night at home.
Yeah,
so you finally got to see Black Widow.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it.
Yes.
I loved the sister. I can't remember her name now.
Yelena.
Yeah. She was great.
Yes.
David Harbour was great as...
The mom was even great. Though you think at one point where you think, oh, this is an evil bitch.
Yeah, you think she's kind of a bitch and just doesn't care, but that's not the...
Yeah.
I should have seen that coming,
Right,
I should have.
Right.
I'm kind of disappointed in myself for not.
And I was so excited to see Taskmaster.
Oh my god, Taskmaster was great.
The female was the daughter of the main villain. Like...
Draknov?
Yeah, Dreykov.
Dreykov, yes.
Or something like that.
Dreykov.
But yeah, because I didn't realize, I thought it was going to be a guy, of course.
In the comics, I do believe he is a guy.
But for it to be female, I was like, oh my gosh.
Well, you know what?
I love that.
When I figured it out pretty quick who was going to be.
You did.
But to be fair, I saw an article where it talked about a woman being Taskmaster.
Oh, okay.
But when I didn't read it, I just assumed she was a stunt double,
Oh, okay.
And
when you said that, though, I was like, oh, I don't remember. And I thought, how did he already guess this?
You know what?
This is
you say you don't remember. I knew you're lying, and I knew I was right.
this is the very beginning of the movie.
I was really happy to see Taskmaster, and I think they did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
With that character, especially you get to see the different fight stars. Like you see Steve, then you see Bucky and Black Panther, Hawkeye,
right,
and her fighting, and Black Widow, but you don't get to see Thor.
Right.
Give her a hammer, let her be Thor.
Right. But no, I just love the because it's Black Widow, it was a lot more female friendly.
Yeah.
And I like that because although the MCU does such a great job with the female characters, they do. When we saw, I want to see a movie with all of them together, just all of them together. I don't know what they would call it or whatever, but Furious Females or something. I don't know.
I want is the Dragon Sisters, Misty Knight from Luke Cage, and the one chick from Iron Fist. I can't remember her name.
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
In the comics, they have
Katana?
No. Katana's a more combat character.
I'm pretty sure her.
I'm going IMDb.
Yeah.
Anyways, in the comics, I'm pretty sure they have a short run series where it's those two teaming up.
Yeah.
And it felt like they were setting up for that so hard, and I was so excited. But the Netflix kind of canceled
Yeah.
everything and couldn't renew, contracts to keep going with
Yeah.
Marvel, and it just kind of shut everything down. Iron Fist is what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I went to IMDb down talking and I stopped and I
You're
forgot.
fine.
What the fudge? Her name is Colleen.
Oh, Colleen.
That's
oh,
right.
yeah, that's right. It
Colleen,
is Colleen.
yeah.
I was
Her
just
actual
thinking,
name's Jessica Henwick.
Oh, okay.
The
I was
actress.
just thinking, because, isn't she like more like martial artist?
Well, yeah,
kind of?
yeah.
So that's why Katana came to my mind.
Yeah,
you
but
know.
Katana is Mortal Kombat, my guy.
No, what I'm saying.
Anyways, I was really looking forward to see like the series of her and Misty
Yeah.
Knight, teaming up together, because those were two of my favorite, like kind of like side characters from the
yeah.
Netflix series.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And I would have loved to see them get their own show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It felt right, but I don't know. It seems like it's always like Russian to have a group of like female like assassins.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to say it seems cliche, but it just seems it seems comfortable to do. Like it's easier to do that way than anything else.
Right.
One of my favorite things about the Black Widow movie, though, is they loved Ohio.
They did love Ohio.
The only people to love Ohio.
Pretty much. I mean, I didn't hate Ohio, but
you weren't there long enough.
I wasn't there long enough to, I feel like, really hate Ohio.
Yeah.
Like,
if you're born there, you hate it. If you've been there for extended
but to be
periods
fair,
of time,
wherever
you
you're born, you kind of hate.
Not
you
really,
know?
man.
Like, yeah, true, because I don't hate my hometown. Like, I
I
hate it.
hate your hometown. I'm not going to lie. It's not the
You
people
just
or anything. I just
hate the roads.
I hate the city layout of it.
Yeah,
it
but
does not compute.
It does to me, though. Like, the main roads go this way, and the side roads go this way.
It's not comfortable to me.
Well, if you lived there and you're so used to them, though, it would be.
I'm just saying.
That's
I don't
the
know.
thing.
I don't
Like,
think I'd ever get comfortable with it.
if I was driving there, and I just knew how to get to everywhere, then eventually, yeah, I feel like you would. But see, that was the same thing for me, though. Going to Ohio, it was like the road layouts were so weird to me, so different. Like, so, and even here too. Like, and I think it's just because it's just you're not used to it.
Yeah.
You're just not used to it.
I'm just used to main roads here now. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't have to go to anyone's
There's
neighborhood
like
and do anything. Yeah,
There's like one road that we take always.
yeah, it's always I don't know what that road is, man.
Yeah, I don't
it's
know
just
what
right
it
there,
is.
connected to Maine,
Right.
Whatever. But yeah, so yeah, Black Widow. It was great. I'd give it a solid 7, 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
I love just the family dynamic of them,
And
even though they weren't technically
and
blood family.
Right.
They were.
Right.
I love sister, like I said.
Yes.
I want to see her and T'Challa's sister just moving together.
Yes.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be amazing.
And her obsession with her vest.
Her
with
vest.
all the pockets.
With all the pockets. I love
Oh,
it.
my
Which,
God.
I love the fact that they put that into Black Widow.
Yeah.
Because
she was wearing
it goes
that
back
vest.
to
Endgame.
Black Widow was wearing it in Endgame, but we know now, we didn't know at that time that was her sister's vest.
Yeah.
But we know now that was her sister's
But
vest.
see, here's the thing. Like, if they never did that, it would never have mattered.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered.
It would just been this piece of clothing.
Yeah, that she
but
wore.
They made it into something more,
yes,
which was cool.
I loved that.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't remember, because I was, so confused, because I was like, I know I've seen her in this vest before, and there's something about this vest.
Right.
And I couldn't remember that she wore it in there, and then they used it as the sister's vest. And, so I loved that little detail.
Yeah.
Like that
I really think they should have did this movie right after Civil War. They shouldn't have waited so long to give Black Widow her I almost said horror, but her own movie. I can't even talk.
You just stop yourself before you hurt yourself.
I am stroking out of you. She should have got
her own
that movie
after Civil War.
But it should have came out right after Civil War. Oh my god, I can't do this tonight, man. Did you drug me? Like shit.
No, I did not.
I don't believe that. Anyways,
really
she should have got
Gatorade
her
over there?
own movie right after Civil War.
Yeah,
okay,
definitely.
And it should have came out right after Captain America 3.
Yeah.
No, 2. 3?
Something. It would have made sense.
Yeah, it was Captain America 3 Civil
Yeah.
War. Yeah, it should have came out right after that, you know. I don't know why they waited so long. I don't know why they put it off.
I don't know either, like, to be honest.
Because it fits so perfectly right there.
Either that, or they should have given it a different timeline. They should have did the story arc should have been something else.
But here's the thing. Matt mentioned that it doesn't matter because she's dead now, but she can come back.
True.
Let's ignore all the legal shit that's happened that she probably won't come back.
Yeah.
Let's fantasize and lose ourselves in Fantasyland. She could come back due to the timeline.
Yes.
The Doctor Strange or Spider-Man movie. I almost said Tom Holland. They could have another Black Widow come in from a different universe.
True. That is true.
I don't know. Does Doctor Strange still have the time zone?
I honestly don't know.
Because... No, he doesn't. Okay, so I remember now. So they went back in time, put right back from where they took it.
Oh, yeah.
So it would keep going down its path and did get this... Well... It did get this... I don't know now.
I don't know.
I'm overthinking it. Anyways, I was going to say they could do what they did with Gamora and pick Black Widow back up from the past and bring her to their timeline.
But couldn't they do that with just all of them then?
Probably, but it might mess up too much.
So,
I don't know. Because I don't know the direction they're taking with the merging of the multiverse and the timeline. You know?
Because then, basically nobody could really die in the MCU because they can bring them back.
They do die, but it's not the same one that's coming.
True.
Because remember, Gamora didn't know that she was with Star-Lord.
Oh, yeah, true.
And he went to go hug her and she needs him to dig. Because, that's funny.
Yeah. True. True.
So, yeah, it's a lot of ifs. It's a lot of what ifs and possibilities without knowing how they're going to do timeline and multiverse intersections and just what could happen.
It's just wide open for anything.
It's out there. Well, I'm excited for it. I can't wait.
Yes, definitely excited.
But before we forget, or I forget, the bonus... I keep hitting the table. The bonus scene for Black Widow.
Oh, yes.
So the bonus scene is Valentine from Falcon and Winter Soldier, who pretty much recruits U.S. agent.
Yeah, U.S. agent,
and is also from Seinfeld.
Yes. It's Julia Dreyfus or whatever.
Great actress. And she pretty much... Elaine, that's her name. Yeah. Yes. It was pretty much tells Black Widow's sister, Yelena, that Clint is the reason she's dead.
Yes.
And that makes me wonder, we've seen the trailer for the new Hawkeye series. I wonder if it's her going after him.
Maybe.
In the series.
Yeah. Probably. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. Even though we all know it wasn't his fault. He tried to sacrifice himself.
Oh, yeah, he tried to sacrifice himself. Yeah, but she doesn't know that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, most likely that's probably who's going to be coming after him and stuff, is her.
I feel like if she actually talked to him, she would know. You know?
But she's out for revenge.
Yeah. So I can't wait for that to come out. The Hawkeye series. I can't wait for the Guardians Christmas.
Yeah. I'm more excited for the Hawkeye series than I was for Falcon and Winter Soldier, which was so good and I loved it and I watched it. And Falcon Loki, I just wanted to get into it so much, but it just was so slow. You still haven't even watched it.
It's not slow. How's it slow?
It just was
There's
to me.
no way it's slow.
I know.
It's such a good series, too.
I know.
It's so good.
I will watch it. It's just, I don't know. But to be fair, okay, we're going to go way off topic right now. Way off topic.
You should just watch it because it has Owen Wilson.
Yes, I know. But to be fair, it has taken me so long to get into My Hero.
It has.
But now I'm in it, and now I want to watch it.
Did you know Marvel is canon into My Hero Academia universe?
Really?
Yeah. I can't remember comic wise, is the comic there, or if the heroes are actual heroes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it took me a long time to get into that, but now I'm into it, so I'm gonna get into Loki. It's there. But I'm really excited for Hawkeye.
Yeah.
So excited, and I really wish we could have got more WandaVision.
Well,
I loved it.
Why? She's gonna be in Doctor Strange too.
I know, but I want more WandaVision.
Multiverse of Madness.
I want more of the show. I loved it so much.
I want more Kat Dennings, dog.
I
and
know,
Jimmy
right?
Woo. I can't remember her name. Doctor.
I can't remember her name either.
It's Doctor something.
Yeah.
But her and Jimmy Woo, Agent Woo, they were great. Those two and the two sisters together, all hanging out, would be great.
It would be great.
Because then, like, Jimmy would be doing his little magic tricks.
Right.
Oh my god.
But yes.
Like, Marvel has a lot of, like, good, just, like,
supporting characters.
Yeah, supporting characters.
Yeah.
Like, they do very great with that.
Yeah.
And they do such a great job that you just fall in love with them. You love, like, Korg. Who the fuck doesn't love Korg? Oh, put that down. Speaking of Korg, did you see how they made Deadpool canon?
No.
They did like a commercial thing with him and Korg.
First off, can you please explain to the people what canon means? Could you keep saying it?
They know, man. How do you not know what canon means? It means it aligns like the MCU. He's in the MCU. Yes. He's canon. He's part of it. Why does it say
canon though?
Let me Google it. I don't know why. It's just a term.
Okay, well, you keep saying the term, and we should tell our listeners what it means. Right?
Well, I assume they know what it means if they're nerds.
Maybe not though. Awkward silence. Dun dun dun.
Alright, so canon, the source material in fiction-based fandoms. Canon is simply the source narrative you refer to when you talk about the thing you like.
Okay. Then I don't know why you're using it the way you're using it.
Because the source material would be the MCU.
Okay.
So Deadpool is out of the MCU. He's not canon to it.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So if I say he's canon to it, that means he's a part of it.
Oh, okay.
Or is part of the story of the MCU.
Oh, okay.
Like the books, the Star Wars Expanding Universe books, used to be canon to the, like, original trilogy and stuff.
Yeah.
But since Disney took over and they did some stuff, they are no longer canon. Which means now Chewbacca's never been crushed by a moon and it's not canon.
Oh, okay.
Because that happened in the books. He got crushed by a moon. Poor Chewie. Anyways, so canon just means it's a part of it.
Okay.
Are you happy now?
Yeah, sure.
Make me do all this extra work.
It's all about putting in that work.
Golly. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh,
I don't know.
Deadpool is now kind of canon in the MCU because they did I want to say it's like a commercial thing with him and Korg.
Deadpool was like, wait, no, X-Men is MCU, right?
Yeah, well, X-Men is part of Marvel, but they're not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, okay. I always think that X-Men is, for some reason, is DC. Like, I don't know why. I think it's because of Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four is Marvel.
Oh, it's not DC?
No.
So
if you want to put in an application to be my girlfriend...
Hey!
Just hit us up on Instagram. Hit me up on Instagram. Golly! Table flip, I'm out.
Isn't there something in in DC, though, that's like that?
Like X-Men?
Yeah. I don't know why I always thought that they were...
read enough.
I always thought X-Men were DC for some reason.
DC Comics to know.
And I should have known that they weren't because of Wolverine.
Yeah.
And stuff. So, yeah, I don't know why. My brain always goes back to that.
Yeah. I don't know why either.
I don't know.
I don't know why either, because at the beginning it says Marvel when you watch movies.
Because I'm not an exclusive Marvel fan. Like, I like DC too.
Well, I like some DC stuff, but not a lot. Like, I like Constantine.
Like, I'm not a Batman
He's one of my favorite...
Like, I'm not a huge Batman fan, but I do want to see the new Batman.
I do want to see new Batman as well.
Yeah.
My favorite Batman would probably be Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever watched a cartoon from, like, the 90s. So, it's like old Batman... And now just a new kid, Terry Miles.
Oh, okay.
Is his name? I don't remember. Is now the new Batman, and he's pretty much like being trained and guided by the original Batman.
Oh, okay.
Because he's too old to put suit on and go out.
Right.
But yeah, it is a great show. And I do believe the Joker in that is the original Robin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because, like, in the comics, Joker kills original Robin, but he comes back
Yeah.
as, I do believe, Red Hood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Batman gets messy sometimes. It's something I don't know a lot about, but I know enough.
Right.
Because there's, like, 30 million different Robins.
True.
Batman's just out there kidnapping orphans, making them fight crime.
Right.
That's all Batman does. Shit. But yeah, no. Batman is like. Batman's similar to Spider-Man in the fact that they have way too many villains that they have to fight by themselves. I don't get that.
Yeah.
How do you find that many villains to fight?
I know, right?
It's weird.
How? Yeah.
But yeah, no. There's certain characters from DC I like. I like Green Arrow and Constantine.
Sorry.
So rude.
Okay.
So unprofessional, Christina.
Oh,
God.
yes, because that burp was not unprofessional.
Now it's just weak.
You
could have been better.
You don't have to burp in our podcast.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Anyways, so yeah, there's some heroes I like. Mainly like more DC villains. I feel like they have better villains.
Yeah.
Just for like, how do I describe it? Comic book villains. But I like how Marvel does their villains in the movies.
Right.
Like Zemo.
DC, the shows are amazing. Like the shows are good.
Yeah.
Right.
Until they
the
do
movies,
CGI work.
But the movies. Well, the Flash is good though.
Yeah,
like,
but some CGI is kind of laughable.
But the Flash is good. But I haven't seen the new season, and I watched a little bit of it, and like Barry is just. He's weird. Like, he's so weird in it. So, I don't know if it's just Grant Gustin getting older. He had a kid. Like, I don't know if that's why he just looks different and the vibe is different. Or if it's just the fact that technically it's not him in the first few episodes anyways. It's like an imposter or something. So, it's probably just that. But I haven't seen it. Yeah. So, I have to catch up on that.
Yeah. Sure. Comic book wise, I like the villains in the comics, but movie wise, I like the MCU's villains more. Yeah. Because they're more, I guess, relatable. Like Zemo, you know, you get what he's doing, you get why he's doing it, and his motives are, you know, relatable. Yeah. As a normal person, you know. And you know what? To be fair, most of the villains that the Avengers fight are because of Tony.
Pretty much.
Man, they did not need fucking rules on the Avengers. They need fucking rules on Tony. Tony's over there fucking everything up, man. God damn.
Pretty much.
But yeah, I guess we should probably end it here. It's been like an hour and a half.
Yeah, probably.
We talked about pretty much everything.
Until we find something else to talk about. Until we see a new movie.
Or we watch some more horror movies and just talk about that.
Oh yeah, true. Because
we can watch Blade and talk about that.
Yeah, we could. Yeah. Yeah. Be good.
Anyways, you know where to find us.
I'm not going to say mine again because, to be honest, I think I'm saying it wrong every time.
Just look at it, man. Write it down. Make sticky notes of it.
But it is what it is. I'm not trying to, you know...
I don't know what you're trying to say. I wish you would use your words. Golly. Anyways, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at ThickBoyDerp. It's THICC... Yeah, CCKBOYDERPP, or if that doesn't come up, it's Toxic and Trip or Toxic. One of those two, you'll know when it's me. Our Instagram for the podcast
is funny because I just started following.
You did. I'm just so hurt. I'm hurt, man. I've been doing this podcast for like a year and a half now. With only like 20 episodes because
life. But to be fair, like, I never use Instagram, but I've started using Instagram
it's weird.
now. So I was like, I better follow our own podcast page.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to, like, find me on TikTok, because that's pretty much where I post all my videos. Yeah. My username is Beanie with a capital B. So it's B. Yes, exactly.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out
loud? Capital BEANIE _ capital K. And yeah, I just post a bunch of like different types of videos. They're not all the same. Some are gaming, some are just funny things that I'm doing to annoy my boyfriend.
Annoy me.
We got some anime stuff on there.
You're going to find a new boyfriend here soon. I'm taking applications because you don't know Fantastic Four Marvel.
Yeah. That's okay.
Disappointment.
I'll find one that always opens the car door for me.
Man, car doors a hell of a
and
light
does
now.
the dishes.
We have a dishwasher.
You don't even load the dishwasher.
Its name is Christina.
Yeah, no, it is not.
I'm kidding.
Anyways, yeah, just a bunch of like random stuff. I do gaming videos. I do clips from TV shows.
Concert videos.
Yeah, just like everyday stuff that I don't do. And pretty much that's the same username. You can look up that username, and even if you don't spell it right or don't put in specific thing, it's probably going to pop up because like it's, not a lot of people named it. So yeah, you can check me out on Instagram or TikTok. I don't use Snapchat. Like, I use it, but I don't use it. I use filters.
I use it sometimes, but I don't use it a lot because I forget what the fuck I'm talking about with people.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They wait too long for
I don't talk to anybody on there, but, like, my brother does post on there, and he's in the military, so I do like to keep up with him because he's young, so that's his generation app. So he does post on there.
Must be nice to be on.
Yeah, it must be. And then if you really want to find me on Facebook, go for it. You can look me up, but...
Yeah, our Facebook's boring as hell. I've seen it.
No, it is not.
All you do is comment on May's stuff, dog.
It's not boring, though. And no, we don't. You comment on more of her stuff than I do.
No, I get a lot of notifications that you've commented on something from her.
I have not commented on... I commented on one thing in the last month. No, straight
up. Oh, shite.
No.
The month is only 8 days in, my guy.
I know, that's what I was saying. Like,
I'm sorry, it's 10 days in.
10 days in. But yeah, like, no, I'll have my moments where I share a lot. And I've gotten in now, like, I was worried a lot about, like, what I was sharing with people. Why? Because I have a lot of family on there. And then I finally have now just gotten to the point where I don't care.
Delete them.
I won't delete them because they're not bad people. Like...
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm positive. So anyways, but now I just post whatever I feel like posting. If I post about marijuana or same-sex marriage or... anything that's controversial, basically, I don't care anymore. Yeah. So anyways, you can look me up. It's Christina Young, but to be honest,
you know, I'm going to.
If I don't know you, I'm probably not going to.
That's a goddamn lie.
I'm probably not going to accept. I have turned down a lot of requests lately.
You didn't turn mine down like 20 years ago on MySpace.
It was not MySpace.
It was MySpace. It was MySpace because I was friends with.
It was Facebook.
It wasn't. I'm going to strangle you tonight. Anyways.
Ooh, don't threaten me with a good time, buddy.
I'm going to beat you with my keyblade. Golly. Anyways, I'm going to take and put all of our links into our Instagram for the podcast. Yeah. Just so if people want to follow our personal stuff and all that, they can.
Yeah, and we would love feedback.
It'll make my life so much easier.
We would love feedback on the show.
Oh, yeah, definitely. If you want your feedback, follow us.
Yeah. And
tell us what we suck at, what we don't suck at.
And, like, so we're thinking of doing, like, a second podcast, but I'm not sure if we're really going to ever get around to doing that.
Hey, that's all on you, dog. I'm ready.
We just want to do... I want to do, like, a couple of podcasts where we talk about, like... How do you get through the bad days in a relationship or
by complaining about my holy t-shirt show? That's how you do it. I know it.
I mean, you know. But yeah, like or fun things that you should go do as a couple, things that you should try. You know, like how do you understand each other? What is the give and the take? Like, you know, stuff like that. Like, he's over there counting the holes in his t-shirt right now. It looks like Swiss cheese, to be honest. And when he leaves or something, I'm going to throw it in the garbage. You didn't hear me.
Yeah, I did. 4, 5, 6. At least 47 holes in this.
Okay, there's not 47.
There is. I literally just counted. Are you saying I cannot count?
I'm saying there's not 47.
I'll take it off after and we'll do a count. How about that? And I'll post a picture of it.
It's 46 too many, okay? Okay.
No, it's not.
Yeah, we're gonna throw this away. So if you guys would like to hear that, and yeah, just we're probably gonna start it up. I don't know what's gonna be named.
Yeah, but, who knows? I don't know.
He doesn't like talking about couple stuff, but we're gonna do it because I think it's important. Because we are a power couple.
I mean, I think you mean you're a power nagger.
What do you mean? I do not nag. When is the last time I nagged about anything? Excuse me.
Lily, you nagged about this earlier.
No, I did not.
Yeah, you did.
What? How did I nag?
Why you gotta wear a t-shirt with holes in it, Kyle?
I didn't say that.
Why you gotta put ketchup on your mac and cheese, Kyle?
That's not nagging. That's just nagging is continuously
because
bitching about it.
You've asked multiple times, my guy.
No, I'm just like, okay, you're gonna because I made that mac and cheese. I made it all on my own.
I didn't taste the love in it. I didn't taste the love in it.
Didn't just heat it up, so I felt like.
Also, I have a hole in my crotch. But to be fair, it's just along the seam of the paint.
Okay, we gotta go.
Anyways, come find us on Instagram. Hopefully, I'll have our links posted on there as well if you want to come find us elsewhere. Yeah. Like our links.
You ain't busy, so just do it.
Whatever. I'm busy.
We gotta go. We gotta go.
Y'all enjoy. Have a safe and fun
weekend.
It's Sunday already. It doesn't matter.
Have a great Sunday.
Yeah, have a good Sunday. Have a
fantastic week.
Yeah, and we'll catch you sometime again. I don't know.
Sometime in the future.
We really need to set up release dates for our shows and recording days.
Probably. Yeah, specific days where we do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Oh wait! Before I forget, there's another podcast I want to do.
Okay.
And
Wait, is this a podcast you want to do with me or with your friends?
Both.
Oh. Okay.
With you and Matt.
Okay.
And it's our Ghost Adventures podcast.
Oh yes.
So. Hit me up on Instagram. Let me know what you guys think. But I want to do a podcast where we watch episodes of Ghost Adventures, and after that, just talk about it and rag on them. And
I don't feel like being that kind of a person, so I don't know if I
don't mean like in a mean way, but just like how over the top they are.
Yes, how cheesy it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. I'm not talking bad about it. I love
it too, but I'm going to make fun of it.
They are out there.
It's a guilty pleasure, and I love it. But we are like 40 minutes almost over what we usually do, so I'm going to hop off here. You can keep talking if you want. I know you like to talk.
But I think I'm done.
Today, Junior.
I think I'm done.
All right, y'all have a good night.
Bye.
We'll catch you next time. Skadoosh.